Touchdown confirmed.
Begin survey entry.
Primary feed is stable. Build the visual perimeter. It changed when we framed it.
That could still be system lag. It's steadier here. It's different now. How? Like it's releasing tension.
The planet never needed to fight us. It only needed us to stop.
Set visual perimeter. Begin terrain observation. Tower 1 online. Primary sightline stable.
Primary feed is stable.
Channels linked.
Sector the clearing. I want clean lines.
If we can see it clearly, we can understand it.
Record everything.
Everything isn't always passive.
Perimeter holds.
Good. Keep the lines readable.
It feels aware before it feels dangerous.
We've got coverage.
Coverage isn't the same as clarity.
No blind angles, no surprises.
Exactly.
If we can see it clearly, we can understand it.
Logged.
Surface lag?
No wind, no ripple.
Still late.
It didn't complete the sweep.
It chose a hold.
Same stop point, same hold length.
There's a structure between the gaps. It knows where we're looking.
Correlation is not intent. Stay with the protocol.
That's measurable.
So is denial.
It got worse when Tower 2 came online.
Then tune it better.
No threat profile. Stay focused.
There. Again?
I didn't feed that angle.
Double the sweep cycle. Tighten the logs.
Stable feels dishonest.
More angles means less ambiguity.
Exactly.
It's easier here.
That's us.
From where?
Log only what the system can confirm.
Environmental uncertainty. Nothing else.
Official isn't the same as true.
Nothing visible was failing. That made it harder to resist.
It's like it's watching after we've already looked away.
If the frame holds, the truth holds.
This isn't passive terrain.
Then define it better.
No threat profile. Stay focused.
I am focused.
Where the gaze softened, the world seemed to hold together.
We are not the only observers here.
That's not a scientific sentence.
Neither is fear. It still tells the truth. It's staying on us longer.
Log only what the system can confirm.
It steadies when we stop trying to hold it.
The report is getting cleaner. The truth isn't.
It did not resist them like an enemy. It endured them like weather. They called it observation. Valoris treated it like pressure.
Expand visual coverage. No blind space.
Array synced.
Feels like it's looking before we are.
Keep it stable. Keep it readable.
No contact.
No profile.
Why is it tagging us first?
It shouldn't.
Control often begins as attention.
Maintain visual lock.
Maintain visual lock.
More eyes means fewer unknowns.
It's steadier where we stop pressing it.
Why did it choose me?
Keep it stable. Keep it readable.
The more they watched, the less far away the world seemed.
That should not move.
Recalibrate. Confirm. Repeat.
Same drift.
Then it's upstream.
It keeps returning to us. The clock is breathing.
Variance is not failure.
That's not camera error. That's viewpoint error.
Recalibrate.
Confirm.
Repeat.
It's choosing where we look weakest. Or most visible.
Nothing was broken. The system just stopped being the only one that could see.
It answers after.
It knew where I was going.
By then, even sleep had stopped being private.
It's not empty between signals anymore. It isn't tracking movement. It is tracking intention.
It looks healthier where we stop holding it.
We need full watch coverage.
If we formalize the rights, we stabilize the mission.
We're not studying it anymore. We're cornering it with vision.
The feed isn't neutral.
It isn't just reacting. It's recovering.
By then, even rest happened inside the field of view.
The world no longer needed the cameras to enter them.
No threat profile. Stay focused.
Focused on what?
If we formalize the watch, we control the frame.
Every new frame is another demand that it stay an object.
Full sweep.
It's still ending on us.
It's all one pattern now. It's healing where we leave it alone.
This isn't noise anymore.
It saw us before we entered frame.
Yes.
I need one coherent assessment.
It isn't watching everything. It's choosing.
We need full watch coverage.
It keeps choosing the operator.
Pressure here. Recovery here.
Less pressure. Less distortion.
We continue with discipline.
They didn't become afraid because they saw something. They became afraid because something saw them back.
Not yet.
If the image lies, the rhythm won't. It settles when we stop pressing it.
Step back into the grid.
That's the problem.
Recalibrate. Confirm. Repeat.
It's all on us.
By then, the cameras were no longer pointing out. They were pointing him inward.
This isn't interference. It's contact.
Then what exactly are we supposed to fight?
The system won't keep this honest. I will.
Valoris never raised its voice. It didn't need to.
They didn't become afraid because they saw something. They became afraid because something saw them back.
The feeds no longer asked what the world was. They asked who the crew became inside it.
Archive and live aren't disagreeing on detail. They're disagreeing on meaning.
It's still mapping.
Then why does it feel blind?
It should be flagging the terrain.
It keeps flagging us.
Why is every camera coming back to me?
It keeps preserving the reaction. We're in every frame now.
The planet didn't destroy the system. It turned it around.
The only honest image is the one that leaves it alone.
There has to be an insertion point.
No breach.
Then something got inside without crossing. No fault return. No signal corruption. All green. That's worse.
Everything still worked. That was the terror.
No cut line. No override. No entry.
No, something isn't participating in our version of reality.
Something's interfering.
No.
Show me the source.
There isn't one on the screen.
Sweep every corridor.
No concealed structures.
No fault cascade. No hidden process.
So nothing is broken.
Nothing we know how to fix.
Where control loosened, the world seemed to remember itself.
The camp was haunted by normality.
We have two missions now. The one we report, and the one we're living.
Something's interfering.
No, something isn't participating in our version of reality.
We thought the first clear image meant we had the field. I didn't cue any of those.
Without an enemy, control had nowhere to go.
We didn't lose control. We never owned the act of seeing.
We thought the camera made us right.
They've only...
It only made us confident. A world becomes terrifying the moment it stops being an object.
There are fears tactics cannot reduce. Observation stopped being power the moment it was no longer one way.
We were never alone in the frame.
Valoris never needed violence. It only needed to remain itself.
This one won't be cleaned up.
Enough.
By then, even the word stable had become a lie.
What looked like control from the ground looked temporary from above.
No.
It didn't take the system away. It took away the illusion behind it.
Silence was finally more honest than procedure.
Even a little less pressure made room for the world to return.
It really does recover.
It was never drift. It was resistance to the frame. Force needs an enemy. Valoris had offered none. Maybe the pressure was us.
It was waiting for us to stop.
What they had called observation was never free of wanting. The world stayed open. It was the human frame that had closed.
Not like this.
Let's see what happens when we stop insisting.
It's cleaner now that we stopped trying so hard. The world didn't break. Our claim on it did.
Observation stopped being power the moment it was no longer one way.
It was all the same response.
When they stopped demanding meaning, the world stopped slipping away.
There. It starts when we ask it to hold still. Every spike happens after we frame, tag, or isolate. It responds to the gaze that tries to pin it down.
No tags. No pull. And there it is. So it's not presence, it's pressure.
It isn't rejecting us. It's rejecting the frame. Walk through, and the world remains whole.
Nothing was forgiven. The pressure was just gone.
Correlation doesn't rewrite the mission.
The cleaner the map gets, the less honest it feels.
More passes aren't resolving it. They're feeding it.
It isn't defending territory. It's refusing reduction.
No smoothing. Show me the world as it pushed back.
We can still bring back rights. We don't have to leave empty.
We're forcing meaning onto something alive. Alive.
One of you is asking for certainty. The other is asking me to stop lying.
The official version isn't cleaner. It's just less honest.
I don't think the camera is ours anymore.
What they built to understand the world had become a machine for misreading it.
His hand still knew the old mission. The rest of him no longer did.
The truth did not need force. Only room.
He stepped out of the system before he stepped out of the mission.
No frame. No claim. Just this.
Without the frame, the fear changed shape.
You were never threatening. Just present.
The world did not become safer. It became whole again.
It wasn't hunting us.
We built the mission on a lie.
He sees it now.
Some people wait for a command long after the truth has already arrived.
This one doesn't get to keep looking for us.
Once the gaze loosened, the camp started looking temporary again.
He came back with less certainty and more truth.
We can still leave with something official.
Official doesn't make it right.
Then you already know what comes next. No more prettier version.
It wasn't the signal. It was the assumption behind the signal.
The system still offered permission to proceed. The truth no longer did. We didn't come here to learn it. We came here to flatten it.
By then, no one needed more evidence. Only courage.
If we don't define it, what do we bring back?
We bring back the fact that it was never ours to frame.
The wall still worked. It just no longer meant what they built it to mean.
Enough screens.
It wasn't hunting them. It was refusing to become an object.
Priority directive from ICA. Final claim confirmation requested.
Sign it. Lock the field. We still have a mission to bring home.
Before you answer them, read what actually happened here.
If we formalize this, we turn contact into violation.
Watch grid coming down.
not claiming this world.
Then everything we did ends here.
Observation core offline.
To leave wasn't failure. It was the first truthful thing they had done.
Cause. The world refused legalized observation and began healing when we stopped.
Stand down the field. Prepare for departure.
They left with less proof than they wanted, and more truth than they expected.
To leave wasn't failure. It was the first truthful thing they had done.
Valoris did not answer their departure. It did not need to.
The places they strained most were the first to soften.
We didn't find an empty world.
Some choices do not conquer anything. They simply stop the wrong thing from continuing.
We found one that didn't need us.
Valoris did not recover like a victory. It simply returned to itself.
Some planets don't fight to stay free. They simply never become yours.